Phosphor Dot friends, we are starting this one hot. There's no game selection screen, there's no standby mode. This game starts here in it. And I believe this is the first time that we have played a game on this particular system. This is Dodge It on the Fairchild Video Entertainment System, also known as Channel F. And it's a pretty simple game. It's basically dodgeball. And the longer you survive, the more projectiles it puts into play for you to avoid. Until, of course, one of them hits you. It will change the size of the player and the opposing projectiles, and it will also change the dimensions of the space that you have available to try to dodge everything. And the two will not always necessarily be equal. Like right now, of course, I'm the blue square. I'm this big blooping thing. And pretty soon I'm going to be surrounded by, you know, all these little dudes trying to collide with me. Oh! It's the simplest game imaginable. But it is one of my favorites on this system because I have not seen this very simple idea carried off quite so simply and quite so entertainingly on any other hardware platform. Your saving grace sometimes is that the projectiles that you are trying to avoid, okay, now they're these huge things that I'm going to have to stay out of the way of, and I am a smaller object. I have myself a nice little place to catch my breath there for a second. But no, it all goes crazy. Best score. Oh, now come on. On this big bloopy thing and you're gonna throw pixels at me? That's insane. Oh, and now I'm a big bloopy thing getting pixels thrown at me in a smaller space. This isn't going to last very long. reversed the sizes of the... Oh, wow. And now I'm moving like I'm swimming through molasses and peanut butter. And I'm already a turtle swimming through molasses and peanut butter. Okay. That went well. Oh, I like it when they just start ricocheting off of each other like that. That's outstanding. I don't think I've seen that happen before. Fairchild was the first ROM cartridge-driven game system. So it really can... There's some argument as to whether or not the Magnavox Odyssey was a programmable system, and it was programmable to an extent. The little circuit boards that came with it basically activated different gameplay conditions that were built into the console. So you really couldn't teach the console to play a completely new game. Like, for example, you never would have been able to get the Odyssey, the original Odyssey, to play something like Pac-Man or Space Invaders, because basically it's the individual circuit boards were just activating different conditions. You know, do the objects on screen bounce off of each other or pass through each other? What is the goal of the game? Are you trying to score, goals, or are you trying to avoid this thing on screen? The Fairchild system basically was the first time that you had a game console that was loading a complete program into random access memory from the read-only memory built into the cartridge. So the Fairchild was, whether you call it the VES or the Channel F, and then later Fairchild sold the game side of its business to Zircon, and I think Zircon kept the Channel F name. Which is weird, because Channel F really is indicative of who originally made and marketed the machine. But perhaps they were hoping for familiarity from a marketing standpoint. You guys just keep colliding with each other. That means you're not colliding with me. So the Channel F was a major step in the evolution of home video games, and predated the Atari 2600 by at least a year. And a very limited color palette. You're kind of seeing the whole color palette here, minus black or white. And, obviously very limited audio and sound capabilities. But at the time, it was quite a revolutionary thing. So there you have it, dodge it on the Channel F. I'm not actively dodging it, but they are managing not to hit me, for which I am extremely appreciative.